Okay, welcome everyone to the FUTPRINT 50 roadmap presentation. The FUTPRINT 50 project is a project funded by the Horizon 2020 program funded by the European Union and stands for the future propulsion and integration towards a hybrid electric 50-seat regional aircraft. The FUTPRINT is composed out of a group of companies and universities. The consortium is shown by logos underneath, or the building of our framework, namely with Fly the Green Deal. Within Fly the Green Deal from the European Union, it's been stated they want to deliver by 2050 a fully climate neutral air mobility system, meaning that from 2050 emissions should not add to climate change. Within our effort of FUTPRINT 50, we have limited ourselves towards the entry into service of an aircraft that delivers neutral to zero emissions in regional aviation by 2035-2040. So it's part of the bigger picture in which the European Union desires to have the neutral air mobility system, and we make it a bit more specific for ourselves to make it manageable. If we open the FUTPRINT 50 project, we see we have identified two major strategic goals. And now we will focus on one of them to show you how we've created the build-up, because a strategic goal is nice, but the strategic goal in itself needs to evolve surrounding capabilities. So if we go to the capabilities for the CO2 neutral aircraft product, we see that we have identified 5 major capabilities that need to be achieved. We need to have an aerospace electric propulsion system, the aerospace energy storage for the battery, a high voltage distribution system, thermal management for it all, because heat will be generated in the hybrid electric situation, and the integrated aircraft design, the strategic goal we have identified. But we need to define them. So what we can see is if we go to the aerospace electric propulsion system and we open the item, we can see here that the item in itself has key features. It has an overview, it has relationships shown, and this is important why we are doing this. We want to create all the elements and involve them within. And this is the added value offered by the Sharpcloud environment, using a data model which creates and captures all those elements. So we know what is being expected to be able to reach that capability. We can break it down even further into sub-capabilities, because it's important when we advance and create the aerospace electric propulsion system. It's not only the system itself, it's the designing, the manufacturing, the certification, but also the operation, sustaining and decommissioning. Similarly to the capability we've seen, they also will have key features, overviews, detailed statements, in which we still need to develop the content there, but you see we've created a breakdown. If we move one level deeper, because why are we actually doing this? We're doing this to create an overview, because normally within projects, European projects and research projects and even product development, we see that the projects are actually the work that's being done, but they relate to, as you saw before, here you see 2 projects, they relate to the sub-capability, and to be able, if we reach a sub-capability with the separate projects, we reach a capability and eventually a concept product, and again the strategic goals and the information within each element. For now this might seem easy, but if we move to the framework, you'll see the complexity that it entails. Suddenly we mix together all the capabilities, the 5 we have identified, to be able to reach the concept product. And you see an intricate system and linking appearing, as you see now in the clicking. You see how everything is related, but still you have one overview. And you can imagine that if all the data is captured within each item that you show here, that each item can be zoomed in separately, as is done now, and you see how everything can be done, how everything interrelates. And this is really the added value of using the platform of Sharpcloud to show how these elements work together, to know what needs to be done and how. Is that suddenly you can make cross-sectional views showing separate things. For example, a key feature can also be a timeline. If you then go into the roadmap view, by one click of a button, you can suddenly see all the projects sorted per capability, technology stream, within a timeline. And you see how that added value has now added up, or added value added up, it's a bit saying the same thing. What I mean is that the data within each item shows that we can now make cross-sectional views. Similarly, we can look at the TRL, the technology readiness levels, which are also encaptured within the project items, and we can show how, therefore, suddenly for thermal management, where are we at? This is for the current TRL, but we can also show it for a developing TRL, or the final TRL is TRL 7. We can move into details, and these are the relationships we've seen before in each item that we've presented before. So what you can see here is that the data involved allows cross-sectional views and sorting and other means of linking things together. This is just an example. There are multiple options available within the Sharpcloud environment. Similarly, we can move to the cost and the cost breakdown, which is also important to know where which costs are approximately distributed. Logically, here most of the costs are integrated on the integration and design, where everything comes together, because there the biggest complexity arises. And the biggest complexity also requires more technology and experimental infrastructure. What I haven't been talking about, which is rather important if we're talking about the innovations in hybrid electric aircraft, are the regulations. If we move into the regulatory view, we have created a breakdown and a gap analysis showing for parts of the CS25, which to our opinion will be affected by the introduction of the hybrid electric aircraft, or hybrid electric aircraft system. Other systems which are able to assist us in adding to getting it certified. Hence, we need more focus. This is all obviously an opinion, and what you here see again is the added value of the Sharpcloud environment. We can link, we can sort, we can show whatever is happening. And also in future, we'll link back that if you, for example, open a project capability or sub-capability, you can see things adding up back and forth, which regulations affect which element. But obviously we're not doing this alone, and we're not working on this alone. So what we have also seen is other projects. And the added value what we can have now is that other projects can link to our capabilities and sub-capabilities, as is shown here. For thermal management, we have assistance from the EMOTEP, or we can have assistance and we can have interactions. And that will move me to the last slide, which is related to the questions and answers. So if you have questions or comments, you can scan the QR code and we can go in further detail into the questions. Thank you very much.